Welcome back everyone. With this video we actually reached the milestone of 50 subscribers. Thank you everyone for sticking around and leaving me messages, sending me emails, and just having nice discussions in the comments. Let's keep this up and start our journey towards our next milestone, 100 subscribers. Let's see how fast we can get there. Today 2 letters and a package which we're going to open on camera to make sure everything is fine and in order. 2 of them should contain rather high value cards. I think the whole order was about 700 euros. So let's dig right in and see what we got. I think this should be our lower end value card with a couple of bucks, so nothing too spicy, but I wanted this for a commander deck of mine. Oh nice, it is that card. Okay, so it is something spicy. So it's Blood for the Blood God, which is from the new Warhammer decks, and it's a search foil, and I really wanted this for a coin flip black and red deck which I own, with Krark and Vile Smasher on the front as partners. And maybe I will show this deck on the channel because it's one of my favorite decks, and this card just fits so greatly into this deck. I'm glad I have this, and I'm really glad it arrived already. Nice. So we got that out of the way. By the way, I think how the prices are evolving these days for the Warhammer decks, I think they might get even more expensive in the future. I actually ordered a couple of boxes, a couple of decks from the Warhammer series, which I am gonna open on the channel when they arrive. Just because I think they are great value, and Wizards is limited on how often they're gonna print it. So it is a kind of semi-reserved list. Therefore, I think these are great value in the future. For this one, by the way, I paid around 34 euros, I suppose. I'll show it on screen. And how do you open this? I think it's opened here, actually. And yeah, I think if you want your Warhammer cards, maybe you should order them now that people are opening their decks and selling the singles. Many of the singles already went up, and Wizards only prints so many decks. Many of the decks also shot up in price, so don't want to create any FOMO or anything, but just so you know, you've been warned, these decks could increase in value at some point, and the cards inside obviously as well. This card was quite cheap at the beginning, I think. I think you could get it for under 3 euros on cardmarket, and now it's like 13. So there's that. So let's see, this one should be a rather well-loved card, and I want to make sure it is legit on camera. So there it is. A very well-loved damage chaos CRADLE. By the way, if you're worried about my voice, I had a cold over the weekend, so nothing to worry about. Still a little sore throat, but I am doing way better. So let us see if we can get some better light on here. That should work. So obviously it is completely damaged, but I got it for around 400 euros, which is in my eyes a good price. I'm still buying reserved list cards, even though Wizards is printing reserved list cards, rather proxies. I'm still convinced that such old cards are staying and keeping their value. So what I'm doing is I am zooming into the card to see the print dots. I will not be able to see the L dot. What I'm looking for is a completely black circle around the edges. I will also check the C. And what I don't want is that there is pixelation in the black of the printer lines. So the C has a black outline, and the black outline should not be pixelated. This is how you know that this is a real card, or at least this is how I make sure it is. There are different other things that you can do off camera, like a light test. A bend test you cannot do with this card, obviously, but yeah, you could weigh it as well. I've made the experience that German cards are forged less, but obviously there must be counterfeit German cards as well. By the way, did you notice that the fairy on this card is a little naked? So you can see her little fairy butt. I found that very funny actually to notice. So, okay, so this one seems legit. I'm glad I have this. Now we're back in the zoomed out view. So this one I will keep for now, and if I can sell it for a couple of bucks more, like I bought it for around 400, if I can sell it for 500, I'm glad. If I don't, I keep playing it, and at some point I will be able to sell it for 500 or 600, and this card will hit $1,000 at some point in the future. Now, lastly, the package, which will contain way more cards, a couple for my set cube and a couple for my upcoming Eudora deck, which I am building and will now be able to finish now. I think only 1 or 2 cards are still missing after this order, but yeah, it will be playable, and I will show it off on the internet and let you know everything that I thought about to do with the deck and some of the combos which I built into it and everything. So let's see what we have here. Very well packaged, I must say. This is an Italian seller, which I bought the cards. So let's see if everything is as it should be. Okay, so here we are. Let's see what is in here. I did not order these Italian cards. I will just use them as protection, like the person did that sent me those cards. P3K cards. Let's unsleeve everything first. I guess this is one English card, which I will keep, since I didn't open that many of the Midnight Hunt, and I think I'm still missing a couple of cards. And then these. So now let's dig into this. This card will go into my Eudora deck. These are Portal 3 Kingdom cards, which I bought for my set cube, which I will show off in maybe a couple of days or weeks, so that you can see how far I am with the set cube for now. This I might put in, but actually might be too expensive to use for what I'm planning in my Eudora deck, so we'll see about that. A couple of Antiquities cards, which I'm glad about to have. Nice. Okay, so most of them look really nice. I will check off camera how their condition is, but so far I'm very pleased. This one should be poor. Let's see, so it has like some little dot there and some dots here and some scratches, but all in all, I'd say heavily played rather than damaged. So I'm glad to have this. It's from Unlimited, which has a darker printing, and the name of the artist is a little to the top, so it's a little more centered, if you want, rather than the revised names of the artists, which are quite on the bottom of the card. If you put a revised and a Unlimited card next to each other, you will know what I mean. Nice. I think this one is reserved list even, and I actually think this one as well. Oops. So these will go into the set cube as well. Very nice. And lastly, a living plane from Legends. So this one is stated as being poor. I had 3 to choose from, and I think this one was the nicest. So it has rather a heavily used surface, so quite some clouding, maybe even here a little dot there, but no deeper scratches or anything. Some clouding on the front, but I think from the eye appeal standpoint in a sleeve, this card looks really nice, and I'm glad to have this and put this into my Eudora deck as well. So thank you everyone for sticking around. Let me know what you think in the comments about the current state of the reserved list and the prices of the Warhammer 40K cards. I wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.